Good afternoon, dear viewer. We interrupt your usual programming to bring you this live event coming to you from Eldoret in the county of Uasin Gishu. This event is the International Research Conference, one that is held annually by this institution of higher learning, the Eldoret National Polytechnic. The theme for this year's International Research Conference is the commencement of innovative solution ideas and a number of items that they will be covering here. And among the thematics that they will be looking into is matters health, sciences and their application, agri-business, matters hospitality and nutrition, and matters innovation and ICT engineering. That conversation is about to start taking place here at the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Remember, they hold this event annually. Last year, they were not able to hold this international research conference because the country was just transitioning into the wake and spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so this year they have stabilized on that, and they have put in measures to ensure that this new normal has accommodated this particular conference that I noted is international and comes once a year, focusing on matters research. And in the wake of COVID-19, away from the items I have named which this conference will be looking to tackle, they will also be addressing the matter of the coronavirus, basically the COVID-19 innovations that have been able to come up, and adaptation measures that individuals and even institutions and governments have been able to put in place in the spread of the COVID-19 matter. They will also be touching on matter gender equity, child protection and care. Like I noted earlier, their theme for this year is finding sustainable development, and they will be looking into a number of issues. Top on their priority is matters health and applied sciences, matters ICT and engineering, agribusiness, and of course ICT and engineering. So for now, I want to take you into the event where that conversation is beginning to take place, with the host being the chief principal, Mr. Joseph Sawe of the Eldoret National Polytechnic.
National polytechnics in Kenya in our economy. And for that reason, we registered this conference as an annual event. And we have registered also the channel, which is registered, and we launch it every year. And this is a channel whereby we publish, and scholars come from our universities, our TVET institutions, those who are doing masters, those who are doing doctorate of philosophy, etc., and we publish, and you can always use the same in attending interviews, or you become an associate professor. So for that reason, our vision of striving to be a center of excellency in technological advancement has constantly propelled us to keep improving on our training and research programs. That is why we are here today. It is in line with this that we are now offering online classes in some of our programs, such as Diploma in Business Management, Diploma in Supply Chain Management, as well as in the Department of Health Sciences, specifically courses like pharmacy, like medical lab, and many others. We are using what we call module and class track. That is our learning management system, which we are using currently in our institution. We have a fully fledged e-learning department and ICT integration, and that has been training our staff and students on how to conduct these online classes. Online classes, Madam PS, and who is the representative of the Cabinet Secretary, is very successful, and we have over 500 students who are attending online classes, despite quite a number of challenges, because at times our students come from far and wide, and having data bundles, having internet connectivity, and few other challenges. That is the main challenge, but we always try to solve the problem as we move on. So we have been training the staff and training the students, and that is the new normal. We are actually observing in Eldoret National Polytechnic. This goes hand in hand with our online channel publication launched a few years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, going by our mission to produce innovative trainees for our dynamic economy and in line with the new education curriculum, we have found it necessary for the Polytechnic to partner with the industry. So we are partnered with the industry, and that is where we have the linkages and we attach a number of students to the industry, be it Awendo Sugar Company, Moroni, and many others in Zoia, Bamburi, in Mombasa, and the hospitality industry in the coastline. Some of the companies we are partnered with include sugar industries such as Zoia, as I had mentioned, Chemelil, sugar companies, the Coca-Cola, and Kenya Seed Company for agricultural trainees. On health, our Health Sciences Department offers pharmacy, and I've mentioned it, medical lab, technology, among others. For these courses, we are partnered with also Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. Our trainees call for attachment in these places and later on get employment there, while medical personnel come to train our trainees in various health sciences fields. Through this partnership, we are making our contribution to health care, especially now to help to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. And we carried out a survey one moment, that was 2018, and we're asking ourselves, what is the percentage contribution of the workforce from Eldoret Poly to Eldoret town, the urban area? And I would like to report to you, Your Excellency, Eldoret Poly contributes 16% of the workforce in the urban area in town, because whenever you go to Raiblai, those are our former students, go to Moi Teaching Referral Hospital, those are our former students. Any industry, any hospitality, go to Siriko, go to Pomain, all those are, and we contribute a total workforce of 16% in Eldoret town. So for that case, we play a very critical role as a training institution. In line with this, all our staff received the first dose of vaccination against the COVID-19. We have not received the second one, but we are optimistic soon or later, anytime this week, next week, we shall be able to receive. Medical personnel conducting the vaccination came to our institution since our staff population is very high. We are waiting to receive the second dose. Ladies and gentlemen, on housing, and this is in regards to the Fit for agenda, we are partnered with Titman Construction Company, Owen Building Contractors, various county governments, the Ministry of Roads and Public Works, Lake Victoria North Water Services Board, Kenya Power, Kentian, and Earth River Mining Cement Company Limited, just to mention a few partners. In addition to that, the Chuakali Association Eldoret chapter are always in partnership with us, and we have signed a memorandum of understanding for that reason. We have offered them a platform to showcase their innovations during this conference. Our Building and Civil Engineering Department has been well equipped, and we have the state-of-the-art equipment for training to do construction, buildings, roads, and waterworks. This has been made possible by our partners, that is CICAN, Colleges and Institutes of Canada, for the CAPEB, that is CAPEB. On food security, we offer training in agriculture through our Applied Sciences Department and the Hospitality, Nutrition and Athletics Department. Both are registered with the necessary regulators or statutory bodies, just like all other departments. If you seek services from the major hotels around, you are likely to be served by an alumni of Eldoret National Polytechnic, leave alone the coast and many others. This partnership has ensured a placement of our graduates nationally and internationally through research, forums like this, and the different innovations being created. It is my hope that we shall create our own Kenyan COVID-19 vaccine. The Polytechnic has been making its own sanitizers since COVID-19 pandemic came up. Our sanitizers is fully approved by CAPS, so it's an approved product. We do not buy sanitizers for that reason. This is why we feel motivated organizing and hosting this annual event. This is our 10th international conference, not hold one last year because of the COVID-19. I have seen that some of the research papers which will be presented in the conference have an aspect of some challenges experienced during this pandemic. This is a step in the right direction in addressing this challenge and the many others that we are going through. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to welcome you all to this very important conference and look forward to reading and sharing lots of experiences in some of your research works. And without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take also this opportunity to thank our supporters, our partners who have come in a very handy way to support us. Firstly, I thank the county government of Uasin Gishu through His Excellency Jackson Mandako, because the partnership we have is a wonderful one. You have given us students and you have been paying promptly also, and I should thank you for that. I would like to take this opportunity once again to thank Misha, who is our area MB, Member of Parliament for cases. He has given us 2,000 students and he has also been paying, and he has sent in his apology. He's away in Dubai and he has called us this morning. I would like to thank the Ministry of Labour, and they have also given us, through the partnership, that we have trained 1,212 students from Ministry of Labour, specifically for the National Industrial Training Authority. The PS was here on Friday, that is Mr. Engineer Tum, and the collaboration and writing the MOU will continue. I would like also to take this opportunity to thank the Member of Parliament for Kapseret. He has also given us a number of students. Madam PS, I would like to bring to your attention that Eldoret Poly has started a number of income-generating activities, like the hotel where we have 57 rooms, and it's an income-generating activity. It's a teaching facility. We have 57 rooms whereby people can come and board. It is self-contained rooms with warm water, and you can always come around and spend in those rooms. Eldoret Poly has introduced a number of competence-based education training, and for that reason, that is what we are doing at the moment. We also try to have recognition of Braille learning, whereby we bring people from the industry, put them in some training, and later on we give them certificate after being assessed, and we work together with CIDAC, with IFETA, which is the regulator, and Kenya National Qualification Authority. And for that reason, I just want to say we are on the right path and doing the right things at the right place at the right time. So Eldoret Poly is one of the premier colleges which was started way back. The foundation stone was laid way back in 1985, and the first batch of students were admitted in 1987, and there were only 200 students. But currently, Madam PS, we are doing 15,000 students, and so you can see that we are a powerhouse, and we have what it takes, and we are always up to the task. Our emphasis is in the area of technical areas. We have 68 technical courses and 38 business oriented courses. And for that reason, you may have realized in the workshops that we have state-of-the-art equipment, which we need to do a lot of innovation and a lot of enterprise, do production, and link up with the industry, link up with county governments, such that we can also make for them, have the testing of the cubes, have the testing of all that is required, because we have what it takes to be in Eldoret Poly. We want to create a situation whereby we have a school in a factory or a factory in a school, because that is the way to go. And we train competencies, skills, and we impart a lot of knowledge in regards to our training, such that we can produce enough manpower, skilled manpower for that purpose for our infant industries. So with that, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome my colleague principals, since the PS Principal Secretary is here. Possibly you could move forward and we could introduce you before I call upon my chair. All that principals who have come from our TVET institutions, please, you can come in front. It is COVID time, but we have to work. Just come in front here. Madam PS, these are the drivers of TVET institutions in our institutions. They are the gurus of TVET, and they have just come to support us. They are our colleagues. Some may not have attended because of COVID, and normally we have very many people from outside the country, like Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, but because of COVID, they start fear of people traveling. So I could give them possibly introduce themselves.
Thank you very much for the invitation to attend this conference. My name is Margaret Wanjiru from Northeastern National Polytechnic, Garissa, representing the principal and the deputy principal academics. Thank you.
Madam PS, my name is Daniel Kakusha Kamate, principal and investigator in Trans Nzoia County.
Our chief guest, Kim Wilson, the principal of Campus TTI, Uasin Gishu County.
Madam PS, my name is Anis Cheliot, the principal of Washington Technical Training Institute in Uasin Gishu County. Thank you.
Madam PS, my name is James Chege, the principal PPP TVC in Nyandarua County.
Madam PS, I'm Isaac Wambok, the principal of Rift Valley Technical Training Institute in Eldoret. Thank you.
Madam PS, my name is Sorin Yatich, deputy principal to Ghana East TVC, representing the principal.
Madam PS, my name is Dr. Murunga Godfrey, the principal of Isiwa TTI, Bungoma County. Thank you.
Madam PS, I am Mrs. Sarah Getrude, the principal of Source Technical and Vocational College in Nandi County.
Thank you so much, our colleague principals from various institutions. And otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, our task this afternoon is to open this conference, and later on we shall also launch our 9th channel, which we published, and we shall also launch some of the management instruments, some of the management tools we have designed and developed in our institution. And some of these management tools, they could be a number of management tools in an institution, but Eldoret Poly developed with SCAT, that is State Cooperation Advisory Committee, and also Public Service Commission and SRC, and we have developed some of the management tools. And these management tools is staff establishment for our institutions, and it cuts across all our national polytechnics. But Eldoret Poly has taken the lead to develop those documents. These documents is staff establishment, career guidelines, organizational structure, and human resource management manual. I remember we presented all this to your office, Madam PS, and for onward transmission to the CS and later on to Treasury for assistance in funding, because to operationalize those documents, we need to get some money, but we are happy that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we shall be able to make a lot of changes in regards to staff establishment, career guidelines, organizational structure, and this cuts across all our national polytechnics. We were given the responsibility by your predecessor to come up with those documents, and we are happy we are completed, and which we are going to launch it today, and it will be cascaded to other national polytechnics for that reason, because that's what we are doing, and we are happy for that. With those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this chance once again to invite our chair to the Governing Council, and this is none other than Professor Sitati Simiyu, who is with us. Karibu, Bwana Chair. Thank you. And we clap for the chair, please.
Principal Secretary, State Department Technical and Vocational Education Training, the CEO TVETA, who is here with us, Director General KNQA, Your Excellency the Governor, Uasin Gishu County, members of the Governing Council, the Vice Chancellor, University of Eldoret, represented by Professor Aburu here, Vice Chancellor, Moi University, represented by Dr. Kefa Chepkwony, our honorable guests, trainers, students, good morning, or is it afternoon already? Good afternoon. I'm delighted to see you all here, and I extend a word of welcome to all of you to the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Maybe I need to remove this so as I'm more clearer. For this year annual conference on competencies in research and innovation for sustainable development. I'm here representing the Governing Council of the Eldoret National Polytechnic. The Council is the supreme governing body of the institution. Its principal mandate is to oversee the activities and operations of the Polytechnic on behalf of the government. In this regard, the Council is concerned with the setting of broad policies, directions for the institution, and to follow up on how these policies are being executed by the management and staff. Ladies and gentlemen, as the reporting agency to the government, the Council is responsible for the approval of the budget and the performance contract. The Council is also considered as the employer on behalf of the government and the management, and so it employs staff, both teaching and non-teaching staff, to fill any gaps that may arise. The Council is also responsible for ensuring that there are adequate structures in place for efficient and effective teaching and learning. With the growing numbers, there is a big pressure on the facilities. The Council has built classrooms and laboratories that now we believe they are sufficient at the moment. However, we know that as the numbers continue swelling, we shall need more facilities to accommodate those numbers. The student population as at now stands at over 17,000 students. The Governing Council has ensured that a conducive learning environment is nurtured and maintained, especially now the whole world is facing the global pandemic of COVID-19. To achieve a conducive environment for training during these challenging times, the Eldoret National Polytechnic has invested a lot of resources in order to ensure that the Ministry of Health protocols are adhered to. Several areas have been addressed, including hand washing, which have been put in strategic areas within the institution. So far, we are happy to report that we have not recorded any COVID-19 cases among our students to date. So we are very happy for that and the discipline that has been maintained within the institution. The Eldoret National Polytechnic is an ISO 9001-2015 certified institution. This certification has ensured that all employees are aware of our processes and procedures and are following them to the latter. Since inception of this polytechnic, 32 years ago, the Eldoret National Polytechnic has encouraged and supported activities that bring together the community, and some of the community activities is we've encouraged the community around to create more accommodation. We have also gone ahead to collaborate with the community in terms of trainings and offering facilities for us for training more staff outside in the industry. I think quite a number of staff from NITA have trained in this institution who have gone to the industry to make a difference. Guest of honor, guest of honor, other companies who have held trainings here can be enumerated. The farmers have had field days in the Eldoret Polytechnic. Brookside Company dairy farmers trainings have also had their trainings here. We've had more activities which have brought the community to us, like sporting activities, inter-county sporting activities, and we look forward to quite a number of many collaborations with the institutions. To conclude, we are looking forward to a very interactive conference. We know that when people come around, they bring a lot of knowledge, and we are encouraging members to interact, but of course observe the COVID-19 protocols as you interact, network, so as through those networkings we are going to make a difference in our economies, and of course we shall ensure that each of us gets knowledge from far and wide. With that, I would want to say thank you, welcome, and I take this noble opportunity to invite our Excellency the Governor to address us and give us words of wisdom. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Our chief guest for today, PS State Department of Tibet, Dr. Margaret Makima, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Organization of Principals of Polytechnics, the CEO, Kenya National Qualification Authority, the Chair of the Council, Professor Simiyu, and Council members, the Principals, researchers, scientists, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First, maybe before I make a few remarks, I'm also here with my CC for Education, Mr. Kurgat, who is a career educationist. Thank you very much. And let me take this opportunity first on behalf of the people of this county to welcome visitors from other counties and other countries for this 10th annual research conference, and say we missed you in the last year because of the pandemic, but we are happy to have you this year, and we even have you in more years to come. Let me also take this opportunity to congratulate the Council of Eldoret Polytechnic and the Council members for the work they have done to make sure that this Polytechnic remains one of our top institutions concentrating on research and innovation, because that is what this country needs to take it forward. And the principal and his team in the Polytechnic for making and implementing the policies that have been developed by the Council and the Ministry. Madam PS, we also want to thank the Ministry of Education, State Department for TVET, for the collaboration and the support that Eldoret National Polytechnic, Rift Valley Technical Training Institute, and the many TVET institutions in the county have been given through resources, through equipping their workshops, and also increasing the capacity of teaching staff. We want to thank your ministry, and we in the county who are the primary beneficiaries of all this are really grateful, and we want to thank you for that. We also want to thank you for finding time to come and be with us. Let me say that this conference indeed is a very important conference, because when we don't disseminate the knowledge, the innovations, then sections of the society and sectors of the economy can suffer while solutions are abound in our institution. And I therefore want to encourage partnering institutions, and particularly institutions around this county and this region, that this conference is one of the conferences that we must take seriously. And I hope in the future I'll be seeing all principals from Noreg region. I'll also be seeing the vice chancellors of our universities being here, knowing very well that the collaboration and the linkage between the national polytechnics and universities is critical in advancing knowledge and disseminating research findings. Let me say, Madam PS, that as a county, we have had very good collaboration, not just with Eldoret National Polytechnic, but all the TVET institutions in this county, and we have even gone beyond this county to Noreg region, and we have quite a number of our students that are being trained. Currently, Madam PS, we are implementing a very rapid results initiative program to train welders for the county, because we have realized we have a serious shortage, and we have enlisted the support of Eldoret National Polytechnic, Rift Valley Technical Training Institute, Olesos Technical Training Institute, Kaiboi Technical Training Institute, Cape Cabos Technical Training Institute, and Rift Valley, the one in Nakuru, you call it that, it keeps confusing me with RVTTI, whatever the names are, you know. Our aim is to make sure that in the next 6 months, we shall have trained at least 1,000 welders to serve the economy here in the region. And through that partnership and other courses, we have been able to actually train more than 4,000 students for the last 6 years through the partnership with our Technical Training Institute. And we want to thank your ministry for allowing these institutions to truly collaborate with our county so that we can enhance the skills that are available in the market. Because of time, Madam PS, we also want to make a request. Eldoret National Polytechnic has come of age, and I think it is time. It is now upgraded to the Technical University of Eldoret, so that Rift Valley Technical Training Institute, which is a center of excellence for East Africa in technical training, can also now be upgraded to a national polytechnic. I think that way we shall be making sure that all these students who qualify from our TVET institutions continue keeping the line of technical education even as they go to graduate level. The problem I think we have had in the country is because we have very few of these institutions, then people tend to divert to business, what procurement. What are you going to procure when there are no innovations? People want to do business management. What are you going to manage when we are not innovating and using all these innovations to grow business? So I think Eldoret National Polytechnic has come of age, and Looking at the original plan, when the Commission for University Education were doing their review those days, I think the only thing that is remaining in the tail end of the full implementation of that is actually the conversion of Eldoret National Polytechnic to a technical university, and then RVTTI to a national polytechnic. We want to thank your ministry. The decision to establish at least a technical training institute in every sub-county in this country is creating an impact. Today, we have a deputy principal from Garissa. I've seen a principal from Turkana County. We used not to have those institutions. So we also want to thank your ministry because you have actually created and enabled access to technical training in almost all parts of this country. And that, in a way, is contributing to equal opportunity and development of this country by availing the necessary critical technical skills to make part of those parts of this country to also move forward. So we want to thank your ministry and assure you of our support as county governments to continue collaborating with these technical training institutions so that we can move our country forward. I don't want to say more than that because I'm not a researcher. Probably next time I want to do my PhD. I wish I can do it at Technical University of Eldoret.
To touch base with you again on this important live broadcast from Eldoret in the county. Remember earlier we were here live with the ongoing international research conference here at the Eldoret Polytechnic. We noted it is their 10th edition and event they hold annually, this being their contribution towards matters research when it comes to institutions of higher learning. The theme for this particular conference, which will be going on for the next 2 days, is competences in matters science, research and innovation when it comes to sustainable development. And it is a conversation that had attracted the PS. TVET was here, the area governor, students and other stakeholders in matters education. And that conversation was mirrored, or it was themed in the following items. There was matters health and science innovations, matters agribusiness, matters business information technology. There were issues to do with ICT and engineering. All these themes making attempt to answer to the question of sustainable solutions. It is a conversation that we have been bringing to you live here at NTV. And just before we took the break for your 1 p.m. bulletin, we did have their addresses here, keeping with the conversation earlier. You are able to hear from the chief principal of the Eldoret National Polytechnic, Mr. Joseph Sawe. And before now we close this production, it would be important for you to listen to the area governor, his contributions and remarks on this particular conference, and most importantly the PS Matters TVET's Dr. Margaret was also here, and you will be listening to the contribution that she made this particular afternoon. As I noted, this international research conference will be going on for the next 2 days, and it is the contribution of this particular institution of higher learning in ensuring they position themselves strategically to matters research and innovations, which play a key role when it comes to TVET education in the country. So let's now listen to what the area governor had to say about it, and also the PS Matters TVET's Dr. Margaret on what they had to say. And as I note, this is the 10th edition of this conference. This institution of higher learning was not able to hold it last year in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that was also a core theme that was discussed here: matters COVID-19, the coronavirus, innovations around it, and matters adaptation. Many thanks for your time. I will leave you now with the contribution of the area governor and PS Matters TVETs in the country, Dr. Margaret.
And I take this noble opportunity to invite our Excellency the Governor to address us and give us words of wisdom. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Our chief guest for today, PS State Department of TVET, Dr. Margaret Makima, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Association of Principals of Polytechnics, the CEO, Kenya National Qualification Authority, the Chair of the Council, Professor Simiyu, and Council members, the Principals, researchers, scientists, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First, maybe before I make a few remarks, I'm also here with my CC for Education, Mr. Kurgat, who is a career educationist. Thank you very much. And let me take this opportunity first on behalf of the people of this county to welcome visitors from other counties and other countries for this 10th annual research conference, and say we missed you in the last year because of the pandemic, but we are happy to have you this year, and to even have you in more years to come. Let me also take this opportunity to congratulate the Council of Eldoret Polytechnic and the Council members for the work they have done to make sure that this Polytechnic remains one of our top institutions, concentrating on research and innovation, because that is what this country needs to take it forward. And the principal and his team in the Polytechnic for making and implementing the policies that have been developed by the Council and the Ministry. Madam PS, we also want to thank the Ministry of Education, State Department for TVET, for the collaboration and the support that Eldoret National Polytechnic, Rift Valley Technical Training Institute, and the many TVET institutions in the county have been given through resources, through equipping their workshops, and also increasing the capacity of teaching staff. We want to thank your ministry, and we in the county who are the primary beneficiaries of all this are really grateful, and we want to thank you for that. We also want to thank you for finding time to come and be with us. Let me say that this conference indeed is a very important conference, because when we don't disseminate the knowledge, the innovations, then sections of the society and sectors of the economy can suffer while solutions are abound in our institution. And I therefore want to encourage partnering institutions, and particularly institutions around this county and this region, that this conference is one of the conferences that we must take seriously. And I hope in the future I'll be seeing all principals from Noreb region. I will also be seeing the vice chancellors of our universities being here, knowing very well that the collaboration and the linkage between the national polytechnics and universities is critical in advancing knowledge and disseminating research findings. Let me say, Madam PS, that as a county, we have had very good collaboration, not just with Eldoret National Polytechnic, but all the TVET institutions in this county, and we have even gone beyond this county to Noreb region, and we have quite a number of our students that are being trained. Currently, Madam PS, we are implementing a very rapid results initiative program to train welders for the county, because we have realized we have a serious shortage, and we have enlisted the support of Eldoret National Polytechnic, Rift Valley Technical Training Institute, Olesos Technical Training Institute, Kaiboi Technical Training Institute, Cape Cabos Technical Training Institute, and Rift Valley, the one in Nakuru, you call it RVC, it keeps confusing me with RVTTI, whatever the names are, you know. Our aim is to make sure that in the next 6 months, we shall have trained at least 1,000 welders to serve the economy here in the region. And through that partnership and other courses, we have been able to actually train more than 4,000 students for the last 6 years through the partnership with our Technical Training Institute. And we want to thank your ministry for allowing these institutions to truly collaborate with our county so that we can enhance the skills that are available in the market. Because of time, Madam PS, we also want to make a request. Eldoret National Polytechnic has come of age. And I think it is time. It is now upgraded to the Technical University of Eldoret, so that Rift Valley Technical Training Institute, which is a center of excellence for East Africa in technical training, can also now be upgraded to a national polytechnic. I think that way we shall be making sure that all these students who qualify from our TVET institutions continue keeping the line of technical education even as they go to graduate level. The problem I think we have had in the country is because we have very few of these institutions, then people tend to divert to business, procurement. What are you going to procure when there are no innovations? People want to do business management. What are you going to manage when we are not innovating and using all these innovations to grow business? So I think Eldoret National Polytechnic has come of age, and looking at the original plan, when the Commission for University Education were doing their review those days, I think the only thing that is remaining in the tail end of the full implementation of that is actually the conversion of Eldoret National Polytechnic to a technical university, and then RVTTI to a national polytechnic. We want to thank your ministry. The decision to establish at least a technical training institute in every sub-county in this country is creating an impact. Today, we have a deputy principal from Garissa. I've seen a principal from Turkana County. We used not to have those institutions. So we also want to thank your ministry because you have actually created and enabled access to technical training in almost all parts of this country. And that, in a way, is contributing to equal opportunity and development of this country by availing the necessary critical technical skills to make part of those parts of this country to also move forward. So we want to thank your ministry and assure you of our support as county governments to continue collaborating with these technical training institutions so that we can move our country forward. I don't want to say more than that because I'm not a researcher. Probably next time I want to do my PhD. I wish I can do it at Technical University of Eldoret. And mine, I already have a topic for myself, is how now to transfer the innovation to industry, using devolution as a catalyst. And I think being a second-term governor, I qualify as a senior devolution advisor. So that these wonderful innovations can actually be taken to the market. Just taking a walk on those workshops and those innovations we have seen there. The next thing is, how do we mass produce? How do we take it to the market? That is the theme of my research for PhD at Technical University of Eldoret. So with those remarks, allow me to invite our chief guest, Dr. Margaret Mwakima, the PS, State Department of TVET and Vocational Training, to make her remarks and officially open this conference.
Thank you. The Governor of Uasin Gishu County, His Excellency Jackson Mandago, members of the Governing Council, led by the Chair of the Council, Professor Simiu Sitati, the Chief Principal, Mr. Josephat Sawe, the DG KNQA, Dr. Muhwana, the principals, the trainers, the researchers, management, and trainees, good afternoon. It gives me a great pleasure to be at the Eldoret National Polytechnic today to support the entire TVET subsector in our nation. I'm happy to welcome everyone attending this conference, either as a presenter, a keynote speaker, a listener, or in any other capacity to this 10th annual international conference that is themed Competencies in Research and Innovation for Sustainable Development. And indeed, I want to reiterate that research and innovation is the way to go as far as our TVET subsector is concerned. I believe when we are able to get our research well, when we are able to get our innovation well, we'll be ahead of the industry. Because ahead of the industry we must be, since we have to provide the necessary competencies that are required in the labor market. I also take this opportunity to congratulate the management, the staff, and students of the Eldoret National Polytechnic for hosting this conference despite the challenges that are being brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. I also wish to appreciate and congratulate His Excellency, the Governor, for spearheading and taking a lead role as it relates to the TVET sector in this country, in opening doors for us to be able to establish training institutions that we can now see the transformation that is going on in Eldoret town. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all are aware, TVET is very key in terms of a contribution to our Vision 2030, a contribution to the Big Four agenda, but ultimately towards industrialization and towards transforming this country into a manufacturing entity. We all know and we all appreciate that TVET is the way to go in as far as the transformation agenda of our youth is concerned. We need our youth to be able to be engaged in the various skills and in the various tools so that they can contribute to the socioeconomic development of this country, so that they can also enhance the GDP and be able to help us resolve some of the social issues that we are currently having. So when we are able now to share insights into the recent research and technologies, we are bringing the immense gains in our economy that are going to gear towards attaining these realistic goals. Ladies and gentlemen, technical and vocational education training is fundamental in the quest for the country to be fully industrialized by the year 2030. Our young people are in dire need of relevant skills, knowledge, and attitudes to provide the competencies that are required by the industries to participate in nation building. So no effort should be spared in ensuring quality training is guaranteed in all our TVET institutions, and that is why we are working very hard, Your Excellency, the Governor, as you've also mentioned, to ensure each constituency in this nation at least will have a national polytechnic, and each of our sub-counties should have a training, a TVET training institution. And if we are able to get our enrollment right, and through the reforms we are doing through ODEL, the open and distance e-learning, we should be able to enhance our enrollment make TVET training cheaper, because the trainees will learn where they are and anytime. So those are some of the reforms we are looking at in terms of making our TVET training cheaper, and also to increase our enrollment. So the principals and all the trainees, we keep on challenging you to embrace ODEL, even as the COVID-19 pandemic has pushed us. We appreciate the challenges and the issues that are being realized, but we are committed in terms of infrastructure development, internet provision, and all the necessary gadgets that you need for us to be able to roll out TVET. With KTTC, we are working very hard to ensure we are able to give you the content that is able to give the practical orientation and the simulations that you require, so that we spend more time on online training, get to have little on the laboratory practical experiences, and we easily roll so that we can have and be able to accommodate the current challenge that we have of over 600,000 of the Form 4 examination, the rollout result for the last year exams that we need now to absorb these 600. So what we are saying is we want all Kenyan children to have a skill of their choice as they enter the job market. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the TVET institutions have posted a very tremendous increase in student admissions, and I wish to congratulate them. In fact, when we look at our 2013 baseline, we are at over 400% increase in terms of the enrollment rate of trainees in our institution. And this is partly due to the centralized placement, as well as the provisions of the loans that we get from Higher Education Loans Board, but also the Kenya shillings 30,000 that we give to each student to be able to supplement their training requirements. So with this financing mechanism, this means that no TVET student parent has to worry about paying college fees. The students can learn without worry, and the parents can bring the students without worry. And the government is committed to keeping its promise so that we can be able to train. What we believe is no Kenyan no Kenyan age going student or no Kenyan child of school going age should be at home. They should either be in primary schools, in secondary schools, in colleges, including TVETs, or at the university, and when they acquire skills from TVETs, having to use their hands to be able to work and contribute to the nation building. Most of these TVET institutions, as we all know, have been fully equipped with the most modern equipment, thanks to our partners, our development partners. And what we are challenging them is now to roll out and get into innovation, incubation, and production centers so that they can also sustainably manage their finances. Of course, with the 100% transition from high school to college, we have to keep doing more. We need to get more constructions going on of institutions, but also we need to keep more. So we are committed to this, and this we shall do. Ladies and gentlemen, Father, the ministry is resolute in forming TVET sector in a number of areas, including the governance structure. And I'm glad today we are going to launch some of the governance documents that the Eldoret National Polytechnic have managed to produce through consultations with the various stakeholders. I looked at these documents and I had to congratulate the chief principal together with the chair, and actually embraced the documents. And I said, this should actually be rolled out to all our national polytechnics and all other TVET training institutions. So we are challenging Eldoret National Polytechnic to actually help us lead the way so that we do not need to reinvent the wheel. We can cascade, we can be able to borrow, and we can be able to institutionalize so that we can be able to have these governance structures to all our national polytechnics and all our institutions within TVET. Part of those reforms we are also doing in terms of ensuring governance within our institutions is to build the capacity of all our public finance management staff. That is the head of finance, those in the finance, those in accounts, those in HR, as well as those in the internal audit function. We already have rolled out this capacity building for the Nairobi and the Coast region, and we are going now to do it to all our CATI regions so that we are able now to equip our staff fully, the support staff fully, to ensure that we are able to have public finance management and other governance structures that can be able to cause a prudent utilization of our resources. We also have made various reforms in terms of our trainers. Currently, we, through the cabinet secretary, we've established a committee that is going to address all the HR issues within our TVET sector. And we are looking into also an institution that is going to take up all our staff matters and all our trainers matters going forward, which will be the Technical Trainers Service Commission. So already this has been rolled out. It is what we are consulting, and we believe that will be a good way forward, given the fact that since you moved from the Public Service Commission in the year 2010, you've had various challenges, which I keep listening, I keep hearing. But I just want to tell you, action has begun. We are also in consultation with the Public Service Commission in terms of your schemes of service, which next month will do a workshop, and we'll also do stakeholders consultation so that we can now be able to get a scheme of service for our trainers, but also to see how we can be able to implement it going forward. The competence-based education and training approach, as you all know, is done against the occupational standards, and there must be a proof of performance. And therefore, it is very evidence-based, and candidates are involved in the process of assessment. And that is why we are saying, and I heard the principal talk about it, that we'll have to work with the industry. And we are keeping on challenging ourselves, and especially within the national polytechnics and all our training institutions, to form a very collaborative framework for the industry, between the institution and the industry, that will be able to inform the curriculum, that will be able to inform even up to recruitment, but also the assessment, and be able to help us to be within the industry trends and either move together with the industry or go ahead of the industry. This year, as you all know, our education sector has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and this has led to disruption of our education calendar. And it has also caused a change in our academic calendar as well. But as I told you earlier, having rolled the ODEL, or the online training, at least we are progressing well, and we'll be able to match with the 100% transition from the basic level to be able to ensure our youth are equipped with the relevant skills that they need. So as we grapple with this pandemic, which has not only affected the TVET sector, we also are requesting all our education stakeholders to continue adhering strictly to the protocols set by the ministry. And as you also get into your conference, let's also observe the protocols. Once more, I want to reiterate the appreciation in reference to bringing researchers and research into the TVET sector, and I believe this will go ahead in informing policies, in informing reforms and other strategies that we are coming up as far as our ministry is concerned and as far as our youth agenda is concerned. So I wish you very fruitful deliberations in this conference, and I declare it officially open. Thank you.
Of vocational and technical training for those good comments, and I would like also to thank His Excellency Bwana Mandako for the positive comments and positive remarks, because he has said TVET is the answer and TVET is the master key. At one time, Your Excellency, you were to come and present a paper in regards to leadership, governance and management in 2019. So you still owe us one time to come and present that paper. You were in the program, but I think you are outside the country, and therefore we shall plan for a day when you can present a paper in regards to that. I could like to recognize Dr. Oputo from KICD, if you are there, please. Yeah, the CEO has called me. I'm reporting that you are with us. Thank you so much. We have somebody from NACOST. Yes, karibu sana. Yes, Madam PS, you have answered quite a number of expectations and pertinent issues which our colleague principals were going to ask you, but they are also requesting if they could engage you after this just for 20 minutes, and so that they can do networking, they can be able to know you better in one of the rooms. Otherwise, I should thank you in advance in regards to that. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take this opportunity now and launch our channel and launch the instruments, the management tools. Yes, so I could call upon Mashovi to come forward and then later on, and I would like to call upon Madam PS to come forward so that we can launch our 9th channel, and the chair with His Excellency Banamandago can come forward here. Thank you. Yeah. Where are we sitting? Chair. Yeah. Deputy, you can come. Yeah. That is our 9th channel published. Yeah. It can be read. It can be read online. These are the hard copies. Yeah, these are the hard copies. Give a good one. Anyone?
Very good.
Yes. Can we clap for, yeah. This is our 9th channel because we have fewer reviewers and it meets all the standards and all the qualities. It goes through the process of producing a channel. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Once again, thank you. We would like to launch our management tools, management instruments, which were designed, and a lot, as I had said, a lot was borrowed from State Cooperation Advisory Committee, that is SCAC, with a lot of borrowing from Public Service Commission, and it was a delegated responsibility from the office of the CS, and the Eldoret Poly was taken given. There was also a lot of borrowing from the TVET Act, from the legal order. Yes. This is the Roma Human Resource Management Manual. Yeah. And then we have the career guidelines. We have also the organizational structure, yeah, creating and staff establishment. All these are management instruments, management tools, which we are going to operationalize as soon as we get and roll out to other national polytechnics. But Madam PS, don't you think the other national polytechnics can pay us something small for it? Because we used a lot of consultants, and I saw also your ministry has taken to use the same. But that is in a light note. Yes, otherwise these are, yes. Yes. So what does this entail? All these management tools, what does it entail about organizational structure? We have put them into groups, and like academic, section, guidance and counseling, all that, ICT, career guidelines, that is progression from one job group to the next job group. And human resource policy, procedures and management manual, issues of discipline, types of leaves, all that are all captured here. All positions, always when a position falls vacant, it should be advertised, and it has given powers to authority to the governing council. And it is advertised, shortlisting, and then after that, they make recommendations to the CS for appointment. It goes through a process. So for that case, always there will be no gate crashing and or anything like that. And these are management tools. Thank you, Madam BS, for launching this technique. Wonderful. Thank you. At this juncture, I hand over the program to Mashovi.